Christina has faced many challenges, from taking care of herself and her mother to dealing with a divorce. Her tough childhood was only the beginning. She had serious health issues, both inherited and not, that nearly took her life. Recently, something happened that made her fans very sad. What is Christina's story, and what happened? Join us in this video as we learn about the sad, strange story of Christina Applegate's life. Christina Applegate has made people laugh for many years, but behind the scenes, she has faced many sad events. Her family had many difficult times, and she has had recurring health problems. Despite all of this, she became very famous in Hollywood. Christina Applegate was born in Hollywood on November 25, 1971. Her mom, Nancy Pretty, was a singer and actress, and her dad, Bob Applegate, worked at Dot Records. However, Christina didn't see much of her dad because her parents split up when she was only 5 months old. She talked about this on a show called Who Do You Think You Are?, saying she is a part of him, like a piece of his character. During the 70s, Pretty only got occasional TV jobs, so Christina had to become a child actor to help the family. In 2020, Christina shared that she always acted because she had to survive. She said they earned money by doing radio or TV commercials, which is how they got food. In addition to her parents splitting up, Christina went through another sad breakup in the 2000s. She married actor Jonathan Shaich after dating for a few years, but in 2005, they announced their separation, and the divorce was finalized in 2007. In 1978, when Christina Applegate was just 7 years old, her mom got the scary news that she had breast cancer. To stop the disease, Nancy decided to have a mastectomy, a surgery to remove the breast tissue. After the surgery, she was declared free of cancer. But the fight wasn't over. In 1986, the cancer came back in her abdomen. Nancy went through 2 years of intense treatment, including 7 surgeries. By 1988, she was cancer-free again. Sadly, the threat of cancer still hung over the family. When a mother has breast cancer, her daughters are more likely to get it too. This worried Christina a lot. She knew breast cancer could be in her future. Because of this, she made a plan for early and frequent screenings to catch any signs of the disease quickly. Living with the threat of breast cancer taught Christina to value every moment, pay attention to her body, and make her health a top priority. Christina's dedication to health management extended beyond herself. She became a breast cancer awareness advocate, using her platform to teach others about early detection and regular screenings. Through her advocacy, she wanted to empower people to take control of their health and get medical help when needed. On a recent episode of Who Do You Think You Are?, it was revealed that Christina Applegate's father, Bob, was raised by his paternal grandmother for most of his life. He knew little about his biological mother, as she passed away during his childhood. A search started by Christina's sister led them to their father's birth certificate, which revealed that Bob's grandmother's name was Iva Shaw. Events from Bob's childhood came to light, including a memory from when he was about 7 or 8 years old. His grandmother told him about his mother's tragic death, saying she was found brutally beaten outside a bar. Looking deeper into court records, the Applegates discovered shocking details about Lavina Shaw's life. She had suffered both emotional and physical abuse from her husband Paul, who was also Bob's father. The records showed that she bravely decided to leave him in 1941 while she was pregnant. They reconciled briefly, but things got worse, so Shaw decided to officially end their marriage. She moved in with someone else, but Paul accused her of being unfaithful and won custody of their child, who ended up living with Paul's mom. Shaw remarried, but sadly she died in March 1955 at just 33 years old. Her death certificate stated she had lung disease and liver damage from drinking too much alcohol. In the spring of 2005, a famous musical called Sweet Charity was preparing for a big comeback on Broadway after a long break. They were doing several shows in Chicago to warm up. This time, Christina Applegate, known for her TV work, was gearing up for her first major stage role. She was set to play the main character, Charity Hope Valentine, a dancer going through tough times. The show was known for its dancing, and Christina was ready for the challenge. But something unexpected happened. While dancing during one of the performances, she hurt her foot badly. It turned out she had fractured a bone in her foot. She tried to continue, but the pain was too much. Eventually, she had to step aside, and another actor took over her part. Christina didn't give up. She took the time to heal and got better. Even though she was ready to go back on stage, the people in charge decided to cancel the Broadway performances. They likely didn't want to risk her getting hurt again, or thought the timing wasn't right. So, unfortunately, the big Broadway revival didn't happen as planned. Despite challenges, she convinced the event planners to proceed with the production. As a result, Sweet Charity premiered on Broadway in May 2005. Applegate's performance earned her a Tony Award nomination for Best Actress in a Musical. However, this marked the end of her Broadway career. Dealing with an unhealed broken bone, she had to wear special medical shoes to protect her foot during performances. Unfortunately, this choice caused lasting damage. Reflecting on her experience in an interview with The Insider, she expressed sadness that she could no longer dance. This realization was heartbreaking for her, as returning to dancing had always been a cherished dream. Sadly, it seemed unlikely that she would ever fulfill that aspiration. Shortly after Christina Applegate and her husband Jonathan Shaich divorced in 2005, she started a new relationship with Lee Grievous, a fisherman and photographer from Alaska. However, their time together was marred by Grievous's battle with drug and alcohol addiction. This struggle strained their relationship, prompting Christina to break up with him. There were times when Grievous tried to overcome his addiction, leading to brief reconciliations with Christina. Unfortunately, these periods of sobriety didn't last, as Grievous would relapse. This cycle repeated, causing instability in their relationship. Reports from the National Enquirer indicated that Christina truly cared for Grievous, but couldn't bear to see him harm his own life with addiction. This inner conflict added to the emotional strain of their relationship. In April 2008, Applegate and Grievous reconciled for what turned out to be the final time, but their reunion was short-lived as they separated later that year. Tragically, Grievous was discovered dead in his Hollywood home in July, at only 26 years old, from an apparent overdose. Christina, deeply impacted by Grievous's death, expressed her sadness in a statement to US Weekly, calling him an incredible person who had been very significant in her life. In the mid-1990s, Christina Applegate first met musician Martin Lenoble. Back then, Lenoble played bass for the alternative rock band Porno for Pyros. As time went on, their friendship grew deeper and eventually blossomed into a romantic relationship. Their love story took a significant step forward in 2008 when they decided to get engaged on Valentine's Day. This marked a milestone in their journey together. In 2013, they celebrated their commitment to each other by getting married. Their wedding solidified their bond in matrimony. The joy of their union was further enriched with the birth of their daughter Sadie in 2011, bringing them immense happiness and fulfillment. Christina and Martin have faced challenges together. In September 2012, their peaceful life was disrupted by a frightening incident. Someone targeted Martin Lenoble on social media, expressing false anger. They threatened to harm Martin and said they wanted to hurt him because they were upset about Christina. The threats got worse, with the person saying they would hurt Martin and even kill him. Christina and Martin called the police in Los Angeles, but they couldn't catch the person who was threatening them. Christina Applegate has dealt with many health problems in her life. One big issue has been insomnia, which has made it hard for her to sleep for more than 20 years. It has affected her spiritual, emotional, and physical health. During her 20s and 30s, it was tough for her because she often couldn't sleep at night. Unfortunately, insomnia is just one of the health problems she's had to deal with. In 2008, during a regular checkup, doctors found something concerning in Christina's MRI scan. Further tests showed a cancerous growth, and she received the heartbreaking news of breast cancer. Christina was just 36 years old at the time, younger than her mother when she faced the same illness. Her family's history with breast cancer made the diagnosis even scarier for her. Despite knowing it could happen, she never thought it would be her. She openly shared feeling incredibly frightened after learning about her condition. These health challenges have had a profound impact on Christina, both physically and emotionally. Coping with chronic insomnia for many years, and then confronting a life-threatening illness like breast cancer at a relatively young age has been extremely difficult for her. Christina underwent genetic testing to check for a mutation in the BRCA gene. This mutation increases the risk, somewhere between 40 to 85%, of developing breast cancer, with a higher chance of recurrence even after treatment. The test confirmed that Christina carried this genetic mutation. To minimize the risk of cancer returning, she opted for a preventive double mastectomy surgery. Someone once asked her why she chose to remove both of her breasts, and she answered with a firm yes. This decision was significant. It involved undergoing surgery known as a double mastectomy. For Christina, it was crucial to take every step possible to lower the risk of cancer coming back. Therefore, she bravely opted for this surgery. Finding out you have cancer is stressful enough, but for Christina Applegate, being famous made it even harder. People learned about her diagnosis before she was ready to tell them, which added to her difficulties. After undergoing surgery to remove both of her breasts, she didn't have much time to process everything. In an interview with More magazine, she shared that there was a moment when she felt like she completely fell apart emotionally. While she appreciated the support, discussing the details of her illness was tough. She avoided thinking about what was happening to her body. When things finally slowed down, all the emotions hit her at once. She felt shaken and had to focus on taking care of herself, including changing her diet to be healthier. Christina's journey highlights the immense challenges of dealing with a serious illness while being in the public eye. Besides facing the physical challenges of her diagnosis, she also had to handle the scrutiny and attention from so many people. Following her surgery, Christina discovered she had a mutation in the BRCA gene, increasing her risk of ovarian cancer. Tragically, her cousin died from ovarian cancer in 2008, further motivating her to take proactive steps for her health. In 2017, she opted to undergo surgery to remove her ovaries and fallopian tubes, a decision she discussed on Today. She expressed relief at taking control of her health and even found humor in the situation, quipping that now she just had to hope she didn't get hit by a bus. Christina Applegate faced yet another heartbreaking challenge as she turned 50. She began experiencing a strange sensation in her body, where her arms and legs felt like they were vibrating, accompanied by numbness. This condition worsened over time, causing her to lose sensation in these areas. Christina opened up about these symptoms to Variety, recalling how it started with numb toes, then spread to the balls of her feet, and eventually affected her balance, causing her to stumble unexpectedly. It was undoubtedly a disconcerting experience for her to navigate. To make things worse, when Christina shared her worries with others, they dismissed them, suggesting it might just be neuropathy. But it wasn't that simple. Neuropathy, although it sounds technical, simply means nerve damage. And let's face it, nerve damage is serious business. It can disrupt your body in various ways, causing tingling, numbness, and even balance problems like Christina was experiencing. However, Christina's issue went beyond neuropathy. Despite this, Christina didn't give up. Instead of resigning herself to fate, she took action. She sought medical advice and started dealing with this problem proactively. Christina then found it challenging to walk short distances while filming her Netflix series, Dead to Me. Alongside this, she noticed changes in her sleep patterns, unexpected weight gain, and difficulties with balance. These troubling symptoms led to a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis, MS, in the summer of 2021. MS is a progressive neurological condition where the body's immune system attacks its own tissues, disrupting communication between the brain and the rest of the body. This can cause various symptoms such as mobility issues, vision problems, balance issues, muscle weakness, and difficulties with speech. Christina's health was significantly affected by MS, leading to a 5-month halt in filming the 3rd season of Dead to Me. This break was crucial for her to focus on receiving medical treatment and care to handle her condition effectively. Although treatments exist to alleviate MS symptoms and slow its progression, there is currently no cure for the disease. Therefore, individuals like Christina must concentrate on managing their symptoms and maintaining their quality of life as best they can. In a 2022 interview with the New York Times, Christina discussed how she needed to face and come to terms with the significant losses she had endured, both in her life and in terms of her identity. She talked about using humor to hide her struggles and maintain a sense of normalcy, but admitted that underneath it all, she was grappling with heavy emotions. Following her diagnosis of multiple sclerosis and the start of treatment, Christina found herself dealing with the reality of her new limitations. Forced to retire due to her health, she had to adjust to a life that now involved managing a chronic illness. Speaking to Variety, she emphasized the importance of taking the time to understand the complexities of the disease and identifying triggers for symptoms. She also confessed to feeling like a beginner in navigating this unfamiliar territory. As Dead to Me filming progressed, Christina continued to face health challenges. While she could still walk, it was slower, and she leaned on a cane for stability. The hot California weather and long hours on set drained her energy. She often needed a wheelchair during breaks, and crew members sometimes had to help her stand. Some scenes had to be adjusted so she could lean on doors for support. There were even days when filming had to be canceled because she didn't have enough strength to leave her home. In 2023, Christina suggested she might retire from acting in live-action roles after finishing Dead to Me. In an interview with Vanity Fair, she said she wasn't sure how her health would progress and couldn't imagine returning to a set right now. While Christina might take a break from TV for a while, her absence will be felt in the world of comedy. Do you think you'll miss Christina's acting, humor, and TV presence? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe to our channel for more updates.